And there we go. We're live from my living room. Hi, Mi-chan. Can you hear me okay? I'm gonna have music here in just a second. There we go. I'm good. How are you? Down. Can you hear me okay, Mi-chan? Gotta make sure you can hear me. Looks like my audio's coming in. Let me double check. Okay, good. You have to go to your night shift soon? You work the night shift? Oh man. How is that? Here. Drop this down so I can draw. That works. Add him from below. We're doing a portrait today. I did this. I'm going through my portraits of Bleach characters, and I finished. Well, I didn't finish. I got halfway through one the other day. Oh, let me see if I could show it. Here it is. Bloop. Which actually came out quite good, so I was happy about it. And now I just want to do a little study to improve my heads, prepare myself for finishing this off. This is Ishida, if you don't watch Bleach. Or read it. So yeah, I was very happy with the way this came out. Looks good. I'm sure there's things wrong with it that I can't see, but you know, I am pretty darn happy with it. So yeah, this is an older study, a couple days old, and this, I'm gonna do a new one today. I'm a nurse, but it's fine because I work in the operation room. We only do emergencies at night. Hope that's understandable. I'm German. Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, I studied German in high school. I don't remember much. We watched this show called Mutzi. I don't know if that's like a popular thing or something. I always had a lot of fun watching it. I remember very little though, like Ich habe einen or eine Apfel. But it was fun. I had fun. I visited Germany actually when I was in high school. It's like part of the ending of everything. No, actually, I think that's appropriate. Okay. Ooh, which part of Germany? I want to say Hamburg, or odd. I think it was Hamburg. I'm not sure. Is that part of Germany? I honestly I forget a lot. I'm sure I could look it up. I remember I had a good time. It was nice. Hamburg is beautiful. Yeah, no, it was really cool. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, this guy has a really big nose. Or it's why? Why? I think it's just because anime noses are so freaking tiny. I'm not gonna draw the photo exactly as we see it. I want to stylize my stuff here, which means we probably are gonna change up that nose a bit. Not that you can't have a wide nose. I just want to change the shape of it. Hey, Terry. How's it going? Hi. So one of the things, just in terms of stylization for the anime eyes, is I never, our eyes droop. This line would typically go downward. You can see it on him. Probably would do it a lot faster, actually, kind of like that, and then connect. But I have the anime stylization obsession, so we swoop up because it looks cool as hell. You just have to take into account the changes you're making so that they're consistent. Hi, Dree. It looks good. Just hopefully getting in a good painting today. It's going alright, been a while. How's it going with you? That's good, Terry. It's going good. I'm actually pretty excited. I was just showing Mi-chan. I did this portrait yesterday. This is Ishida from Bleach. But all this I came up with from imagination, so I was really psyched about it. I'm doing a study today to sort of, I try to do sort of them in between, to get more understanding before I finish it off. Thanks, Tree. I was really happy with it. I've been reading about color and things like that, so I felt like I really did a good job with that one, and hopefully I can keep it going. This guy is very heart lips. like the ball chin. We're gonna emphasize that. Let's see. Okay, this is gonna have to be a little bit closer. There. These lines, as you get better at the portrait, just become more and more subtle in their changes. Looks so good though. Thank you, me Jen. So we got a perspective here is kind of like, I always think of it like glasses wrapping around. Whoop. You know, that's how you figure out your perspective. So I know the ear is gonna drop down here. Head wrapping around here. Gotta stop tapping undo. Come on. Rolling back. Tell if I made his face too wide. Oh well. Hi Zephyr, watched your video yesterday. 22, just started pursuing art a year ago with no experience and enrolling to illustration class. Oh, that's so cool. Same problem as you did. I tried your imagination left out. Started a 3-month hiatus. Hey, well, 3 months isn't that long. Be thankful. And you're just starting out. Started to learn again. Fundamentals, start to practice drawing for imagination. Well, thank you, really did save my art journey. I wrote an essay. That's awesome, Andy. That's so cool. Hey, look, and I can actually show you something. I was just showing the rest of them. I just did this. This is Ishida from Bleach, but I just did this for imagination yesterday, and I am freaking proud because all my imagination stuff usually looks like ass, and it's slowly been like gaining this curve where my imagination stuff is starting to get some of that study information, you know. So it feels really good to see that work finally pay off, and know that it's not just like this thing that doesn't really happen for you. It does happen. It just takes time. Thank you, Indika. What kind of art are you looking to pursue? You said you're in an illustration class. Terry, yeah, this is Ray's art at the bottom. She's kind of like my North Star in terms of art. Like, this is what I'm trying to shoot for. I think especially if you look at her older work. Give me 1 second. Hello? People be calling me, they're not even there. No. Hi, Nanu. What's wrong? You just want pets? He's just giving me his butt. Come here. Can you go to the couch? Go. Go on. Go on. Go on. It's my dog Keanu. Is a sweetheart. Oh, concept art. That's awesome. Yeah, it's originally what I wanted to do when I started as well. Do you have a preference towards characters or environments or something, or you just want to do it all? All right. It's too much. I think all of it, yeah. I'm definitely more characters, but I also do want to learn all of it as well. All right, let's work on his hairline here now. Just, and it looks like he has a little bit of somewhat like that, I would say. It's a great way to get your mind off the stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's very relaxing. At least I find it to be. It can be frustrating sometimes too, but for sure. Something fall. Let's see. Right now, I'm focused on characters because taking major on animation. Like, focusing on characters for now. It's okay. I think it's better to have a focus. I think it'll help you in the long run. Hello, Old Man Poe. How's it going? Hi. You've been in here before because I didn't know how to. That's your name, and I called you Four. So hello, Forvren GD. Just gonna call you Four. What's on my head? These are socks covering my headphones so that my decaying headphones don't get on my ears. They're just old headphones that I need to replace. So I'm using the socks to make sure that the like degrading part of the headphones don't get in my ears and give me like an ear infection or something. Alright. I know that there's something up with the top of the head. And I may have made his eyes a little too big here, so let's try to fix that before we jump into things. tuck his face in a little bit. Ear in and everything in just a little bit. Warren Bree just came from your video. I just wanted to pop in and say thank you, saving my art training. That's great, Warren. I hope you end up creating some amazing art. All right. The problem studying photos sometimes, it ends up taking, I don't stylize it like enough, and that frustrates me. This looks okay. Yeah, we're gonna call that good. Time to move into the painting. For a second, I thought it was Shoe Boy. I'll take a leave. It's 11 for me. That's okay. We'll see you later, Andika. Hope you stop by another time. It's hard to get to time these live streams for everyone, you know? I do them in the morning, but it doesn't mean it's morning for everybody, unfortunately. If I ever do some like teaching event or something, then I will make sure I do several different times. Oops, to accommodate more time zones. thing here is kind of happening as if it were like a cloudy day. There's not like a super bright light source. So, oops. How long do you usually take for one piece? I can usually get, right now, just because I've done it like 4 or 5 times the past week, I can get about halfway through the painting in one of these sessions. So, and they're about 2 hours, so probably like 4 hours to complete one of these. The last one that I did took longer. There's kind of like a balance between how long things take, because as you get better you get faster, but then you also learn more things, so you take longer to render things. So certain things make you fast, then you slow down again because you're learning more, then you speed up because those things become second nature. Like a really good artist who knew exactly what they were doing could probably in a couple hours do a totally polished portrait, and have no problem completing that in like a couple hours. Right now, it takes me twice as long to do this. And then, you know, full illustration would be a lot more detail, so the details just take time. You can generally have the gist of what it's supposed to look like very quickly, like within an hour if you wanted to, or less than that, like probably 20 to 30 minutes. All right. Bring that density back up. Oh, Jesus. There we go. This will be a little interesting for me because I haven't done anything than like starting like up here where it's super light. And this is already kind of darkened and in shadow. Like, I can color pick this, where the light is. Let's see, I already overindulged. The light is super dark, so it'd be like this, which looks crazy. It doesn't look like that on his skin. Jesus. But if you paint it in, it is that light. It's just on mine because it's surrounded by white. It looks super dark. That's nuts how dark that is. It looks so light. So it just means the shadow is even darker to make that light pop. Alright, we're gonna try to go with that because, you know, try to be accurate here. So we got, this is a cool light, so we're going to be going for warmer shadows here. Note that's saturated. So there's pinks in there. Let me just get the base colors before I lose my mind. Color is super difficult. I'm still very much a beginner. I feel like I understand more about it, but it's still hard. It's something that just you're gonna have to practice with and failing with so many times in order to get it the way that it needs to be. For the eyes, I picked up this trick. Usually, I just take the skin color and I drop it, the saturation all the way down to get the white. And that's usually a nice little trick. Sometimes you have to make it a little bit darker, which I have to do here. Steely blue eye. Blue in there. Oh, don't forget his eyebrows. Man's got some very pink lips. Too much. It's gonna be dark. Hey, Atolis, I'm doing good. How are you? That feels better. I'm just gonna make them both like this for now. Yeah. Okay. Doing pretty well stressed over school. Oh, what's new? There's a bunch of things wrong with the drawing itself. This is a hard one. I chose something difficult, I'm not gonna lie. We will figure it out or fail trying. That is the whole point of this. Try not to get too stressed out by the painting. So this is definitely need to cut in more. His neck is too beefy. So. You know, a good way to transition from traditional to digital feels really awkward at the moment. And if I have to get more comfortable if I want to pursue my current career path. Well, what about the transition makes it difficult? Like, do you feel you're having trouble with the tablet itself? Or what's bothering you the most about it, I would say? Should put a background behind this so it's not as hard. Figure this out. Get rid of this. Sometimes those relative colors can really screw you up, so. If I have white next to the skin, it's gonna be confusing the crap out of me, so it can already look lighter. Oop. If I get rid of that, the skin looks darker. Here, it's lighter. Hey Keel, how's it going? So going to take this down because it's a little high. Busy with college, lots of assignments. Sometimes I wish I wasn't 18 years. Yeah, the responsibilities only keep growing. Be lucky that you're 18. Or be grateful, I guess. Not lucky. super soldier arm. Just gonna do that to it for now. We're gonna drop this shoulder side as well, because that's what was making his neck look so chunky. Oops. Alright, he's shaping up. Had to take a call. It's mainly the feel. It just feels really alien, and as a tactile person, doesn't process in my mind as doing art, if that makes sense. What do you use for digital art? Do you use like do you use a tablet like this? Let's see mine. Or to use a screen tablet where you can see what you're drawing, because I do know that feeling, and I'm trying to understand if you which kind of tablet you're using, because it does make a difference. If you're wondering what I'm doing, by the way, I'm just trying to make the shapes right. Nailing the shapes is definitely a big part of the painting process, especially if you have a simplified painting process, like the people who do Spider-Verse, you know, shape design is so important. That's how you get likeness too. So you can see this already is starting to look more like him. Hopefully a more animified version of him, but it does look like him a little bit more. I used a Wacom tablet with no screen. Yeah, so Atolis, that no screen can really throw you off. It feels that alien feeling that you're describing. I remember it fondly. It was definitely something that took some time to get used to. It does go away. Like, I don't notice it at all anymore. In fact, I prefer this over screen drawing, because once you start drawing on, you know, a sketchbook or a screen again, you realize how much your hand covers what you're seeing while you paint and draw, and it's kind of irritating. So I honestly prefer it now. I don't know if that'll happen to you, but it's just something that takes time to get used to. It's gonna feel weird the more you use it, you know, the faster that's gonna be. One of these eyes is too... Okay. I'm gonna have to wait to fix that until I can merge down the layers. Son of a bitch. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to tuck in this eye just a tad. I'm gonna tuck in this face, make it a little bit tighter. I think we will finally have the drawing here, but let's figure this out. What the hell color is this? Feels appropriate. Let's try this. Correct. In terms of value and color, I can already tell it needs to go darker, but I just want to um, call it shrimp mode. Yeah, if you don't set up that Cintiq in the right way, you could be hunching over like crazy. That's why a lot of people get the what's that flex arm. But yeah, I honestly think this is more comfortable using this tablet because I don't have to be looking right where I'm drawing. Okay. It has to go darker in some areas, but I actually think that that is quite decent. so hard balancing the lights when they're like. Best time I've ever had for digital drawing was the old Wacom bamboo pen and touch. I did hear a lot of people who enjoyed that one. Whew. Okay, we gotta do our healthy habit break. I can't take you guys up with me. If you have any questions, now's a good time to ask. Okay, cool. Yeah. Every hour I make sure I stand for like 10 minutes and try to get some motion. If I had a standing desk, it'd be a lot easier, but I do not. Do it this way. Otherwise I just draw standing. Hi, baby boy. Hi. Okay, see you. Come down. Hello. Good boy. All he wants is butt rubs. Come here. Come here. Okay. Alright. You have to go to your bed. Come here. Come on. This way. This way. Go on. There you go. Alright. Hey El, how's it going? I know, he's dark. He's a sweet boy. I love him. Right now he's looking for attention. Still got an hour to do this. So I'll give him plenty of cuddles. And it's funny, he's not a big cuddly, like he'll let you hug him and stuff. But then he tries to sugar you off, so it's funny that he's being super attentive right now. Keel, he's a mix, Vizsla Greyhound Labrador. So he is part Labrador. He's brown, he's like chocolatey, and he's got like kind of like this chocolate gold in his fur. It's really pretty color. He's a handsome boy. Here. Kenny, wanna say hi? Here, come here, come down. Come here. Come here. Let's see. Boy, let's say hi real quick. Oh, yes. That's my boy. His name's Keanu, like Keanu Reeves. Good boy. Boy. Good boy. Yeah. He's a good boy. I'm gonna look up texture tablets. Oh yeah, some people do like the paper texture. I personally don't like it. Um, if you get like, you can get it for the tablet. You can also get this like screen protector thing for the iPad. Like if you have a tablet like this. And I think the textured paper thing is, not that much. Oh, and they do also have like tips to the, I don't know where my Apple Pencil is right now, but they have tips that you can replace that give a feeling of like more friction and stuff. I haven't used it personally, but I've heard it's good as well. If you like that sort of thing, I don't really. I like the smoothness. But I also have a glove to wear when I draw because my hand just, I don't know, it gets sweaty and it just sticks to everything. So I always wore the glove to help with that. Thank you, Eddie. He is a cutie pie. I can't stop giving him cuddles. He's a beautiful boy. He is 8 years old. We're trying to treat him as good as we can, so he gets double that in terms of life. He's getting up there. Atolus, you won't burn out. You won't burn out. Just hopefully you watch some of my videos, but you just have to go at it in a consistent and healthy way. You start to doing things in like a toxic way, forcing yourself to do things. That's when you start to burn out. I think the overall value color of this, the base at least, is doing good. Now it's time to. This is always the scariest part of painting because it looks. Once you get a lot better, you can do this part a lot nicer looking. I feel like as a beginner, this is the scariest part because you choose those base colors and it looks nothing like what you're studying in the beginning. Because there's a lot of value color changes on a face, even when another artist does it. So you have to layer all of those colors and value changes, and at the beginning you can't really see that. It just looks like this, where it's like a couple colors and values. It's scary because it looks bad. But I actually think we've done a good job here. So there's some drawing mistakes that I'll fix once I merge the line art down. It's doing not bad. I think the lips, especially the upper lip, needs to be a darker value. Color is so much harder than I ever thought it would be. It's so confusing. I did recently, I want to talk about color more. I did recently figure out some stuff after reading Andrew Lewis's books. It's hard to share him because he's a little bit controversial, but there's a lot of good information in the books. So until somebody comes out with a new book that's better, I don't know what to do. I mean, I can write my own book eventually, but that's going to take a while too. I wanted to ask you about something. I ordered an XP pen to try digital art. Can you suggest some softwares to use? I honestly, Akil would download Paint Tool Sai. You can try it for 30 days, totally free. After that, you can still use it. You just can't save anything. But I honestly, in terms of like just getting into it and raw painting, I don't think there's any better program, or at least I haven't used one, because there's no distracting features like Photoshop has with a million filters and all that. Also, Photoshop is primarily people use it for painting, but I made a video about this. It's primarily a photo editing software. It was built from the ground up that way. Whereas Paint Tool Sci, Clip Studio, I think Krita, those were all built for painting for artists. So I think those are better alternatives. When you want to add text and stuff to your paintings and certain effects, you can always bring it back into Photoshop. But for just pure painting, drawing, I think Paint Tool Sci is kind of a winner here. I'm enjoying it, at least. It's free to try for 30 days, and then the actual license is like $30 to $40. It's so cheap, and you have it permanently forever. There's no subscription, whatever. So it's probably the cheapest and easiest software to use. There's also, you can blend with only one brush, whereas the other programs you have to use multiple tools to blend properly. So it's just a very powerful, compact program, and I really need to make a video about it or something because it's so good. Eddie in action. I haven't drawn him before. I have drawn some animals, and I do want to draw more. Oh. Because I think when you draw other things that are related, it helps you learn the first thing that you were studying and the new thing. So like studying animal heads is going to help you learn human heads. Plus it's just fun. Oh, I do want to paint and draw animals. I really like the, what is it, anthropomorphic stuff. Can look really cool sometimes, especially like in anime, and I would love to do some stuff like that. Walking and talking really, like, I'm losing my breath here. You haven't added the occlusion shadows yet, so of course it looks weird at this stage. It ain't finished. Yeah, I know, I just think when even now, this stage just still scares me because it looks wonky, you know. I know that I haven't added certain stuff yet. I'm okay with that. It's interesting that that is there. I misjudged where this line would be. You're scared, then just do it scared. I've heard that before. Where did that saying come from? To start getting rid of some of this. If you want a cool non-destructive way to get rid of your line art slightly, or to change it, you just add a sort of like the clipping group that I make to mask out the head shape, but you do that to your lines, and then you can either change their color, because that line is still here, and that helps sometimes round out the shape, which I'll do. You'll see me do that down here. Or you can change it to the actual base color, and then it looks like it disappears, so that way when you merge it, it doesn't screw up your drawing. And you just are left with the lines that you actually need. But yeah, it looks like this is further over than expected. Okay. Get rid of those. Clip Studio might, or your computer science might switch to software engineering. And on track to have a digital art minor. Nice. I had an art minor, and that's what got me into this in the first place. So that's cool. Thing I always enjoy adding though is the it's a little too like the highlights to the hair. I don't know why this is always so much fun. Just looks so cool when it's added. Another challenging part with this one is the beard. It kind of throws you off in terms of like what value that actually is and what color. You just have to kind of squint and almost pretend it's like this sheet that's on the bottom of his face. It's just going to take on a different characteristic, different color, different value. Going to get a little darker than usual. Not going to put that in quite yet. Face. Looks like it's definitely coming together a little bit better. I worked as an artist in games, didn't major in digital art, but I studied comics in college. It's awesome. I really want to make a comic. I don't. If you look back far enough on my like Instagram, I think I had a comic going for like a couple months, and I've actually still made like designs and stuff for it, and I want to pick it back up again. timing is just everything. I'm definitely gonna start it again. Making comics is a hell of a lot of fun. Store on this. Ray does this thing where she draws white circles on the center, and I've become a little fond of it. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't work. You guys just have to balance out whether I like it or not. Keel. It's just a long time. What's your real name? Oh, my name is James. I don't try to hide that or anything. I guess. I guess I don't share it too often in my videos or anything, but I don't try to hide it or anything either. Usually when I'm online, because I'm playing games or something, people call me Ark. It's Ark Zephyr, which is usually the name I go with. Or gaming. Have a good one, Atolis. I wouldn't try to be switching around with too many programs at Keel, because you're going to confuse yourself, you know. Try to pick one to go with, and then get at least moderately comfortable with using its tools, or at least some of them, you know, the basic tools that you need. And then you can try learning one of the other programs. make everything so much harder on yourself if you try to, you know, master all of these programs at once. It's just not necessary. All right, see you, Eddie. Thank you for subbing. Have a good one. And you guys have studied a lot of other stuff. Is an unbearded Bucky. Need to beard him up. There. You're saying 4? You've learned a lot of cool stuff. I'm sure it all helps you too. Me and 4 are gonna be the old guys. Akil, you're you're 18. You got so much time. You're gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna work out for you, Keel. Yeah, like Forrest said, you just gotta enjoy making art. Uh, I think a big reason why people stop is because they stop enjoying it because they've just been pushing themselves so freaking hard. Uh, and sure, it may get you there, but you're gonna hate it by the time you get there. And then what's the point? You know? I've seen so many kids that come out of art center that like need to take a break because they've just been pushed way too hard. They don't want to do it anymore. Some of them do not come back to it. You know, I didn't make all this healthy creative habits stuff on a whim. People are legitimately leaving art and not coming back. You know? Hey, Cian. How's it going? Oh man, you did drawing suitcases and cubes. Yeah, that stuff does get really boring. I'm kind of an advocate now for to not do some of that boring stuff, like a little bit of it, but the amount that we do is just absurd. Or the amount that, you know, we're told that we need to do is absurd. I think you can move on to other things to make it more interesting. What's the point if it's just going to be super boring? Some stuff is going to be boring, but you can make it more interesting too. Look at that unbearded and bearded Bucky. Kind of looks funny. Ooh. Yeah, I know. That's what a lot of everybody always talks about that a Drawbox website, and I just don't know why you would. Well, I do understand the psychology behind it. I'd say that, but it's just such a mental trap to do the 100 boxes thing. It's so not necessary. And then you got people feeling super good about themselves for doing it. And it doesn't really improve you all much either. You gotta actually put it in practical application, you know. Yeah, a lot of it is just for muscle memory. It's a good practice for like one session, and then you just should move on. Like perspective with just a couple boxes, like yeah, you might not draw them perfectly because you are new to art. Like if you're especially if you're a beginner, they may not look the prettiest because your hand isn't listening to everything that you're saying. Um, it's not because you don't understand necessarily what perspective what's happening. And once you understand the basics, you need to move on to more practical applications because that's how you're gonna actually understand it. Drawing figures in perspective, actually making compositions and stuff. You can still start simple, like I said in my videos, simple to complex, but you can't stay in simple. Once you learn it, you're gonna challenge yourself further again. And you don't want to bore yourself to death either. It's time to merge all this down. There we go. Oops. See you later, Akil. Have a good one. Thank you for um, handling all that conversation for. You seem to know your stuff pretty well. Gonna ask if it was okay if I answer people's questions of sharing knowledge to young artists. Yeah, I do too. I mean, they're the same age as me, so probably have a lot of similarities in that respect. Um, it's nice to be able to help people figure out stuff, reassure them. Everything's gonna be okay. I think they're gonna make one side bigger or one side smaller. I don't want to opt for bigger. Yeah, it's totally okay that you answered questions and stuff. I appreciate it. I'm not going to be able to field every question, unfortunately, and a lot of people need help. Yeah, better than I thought. It's a good thing the same kind of questions they ask about. You make a bingo card at this point from all the years of discussion. Yeah. One of the biggest ones being, how do I stay motivated? What kind of tablet are you using? You do get a lot of similar questions, which I don't mind. I should make like a fact section at some point, just like to answer the questions that get asked a lot. On the upper scale of one of the best studies that I've done. It was cool. Favors what brush you use? Yeah. I know, that's always really funny. I use a basic ass round brush for literally everything. I just like, I don't want to complicate it. And it helps you learn so much because you're not, you know, painting grass with those textured brushes or something. It makes it really cool, and you know, you obviously you can do that stuff eventually, but I think in the beginning it totally helps when you don't use those texture brushes. So that is funny. I want to be able to paint like a lot of Eastern, like Japanese, Chinese artists can do, like they can draw anything, and so when they paint stuff, it's like it's already really well clearly communicated by their drawing. So I want that kind of skill, and you don't get that kind of skill if you start by using, you know, all the filters, the lasso tool, the undo button constantly. You gotta learn how to just do some raw painting. Hi, Jenica. Found your channel a few days back. I love it. Keep up the great work. Wishing you a lot of success. Thank you very much. Today feels very successful. This painting looks cool. I'm almost done here. I definitely could take it further. I probably will in my free time, and then post it or something. Because this really did come out great. I'm happy about this. Nice thing about studies is you don't have to bring them to a polished finish, because the point is to make them help you with your personal work. All right. Yeah, I think this is golden. We're gonna stop there. Never ask a digital artist when the last they used was that 5+ foliage brush pack. Oh my god. When I opened those brush packs when I was a younger artist, like I always just got overwhelmed. I didn't end up using like any of them. This is coming out pretty nice. I can definitely bring it to a finish and then post it or something. Thank you for joining me, for who's still here. I'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 to 10:30 Pacific. Hope you'll join me. Hope you're there too for. Usually make my own brushes when I need them. Yeah, I have never made my own brushes, but that probably would be a cool thing to get into at some point. It always bothers me when people sell brushes because they are generally using the same brushes. Very few people actually make them, so I think that's admirable when you make your own. Yeah, thank you for joining. I will catch you guys later. Boop. Oh, that's for the stream. That's cool. Knowing how to make your own brushes is a good skill to have. Yeah, definitely would be an interesting thing to take on at some point. Right now, I stick with the trusty round brush. Alright guys, have a good one. Catch you all later. See you later, 4. And forever else is watching. Bye. See you tomorrow.